Alright, good morning everyone, or whatever time you're watching this. My name is Maadhavan, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a guided walkthrough of a 360 whatever sphere, all done in Unity, the Unity Media Player, or whatever, Unity Player. So this is kind of going along with the first tutorial that I think should be on the email, if you have gotten that, and all the other, like, there's going to be a folder called Project Assets that's going to be included in the probably in the description of this video. So if you have basically nothing, I'm also doing this one day post surgery and I'm off of Oxy right now, so I can't think that well, but whatever. Alright, first off, you're going to want to download Unity Hub. Unity Hub is where you can get Unity Hub is a game engine where the game developers, from like really small ones to even big ones like Ultra Kill, Call of Duty, etc., they use these game engines in order to create their products. They don't create them from scratch. So it's kind of like the VS Code or something of game engines. So first off, we're going to download Unity Hub. If we go click Search Hub Unity Downloads, Unity Hub Download, you can go and download it for whichever license, whichever product you have. I'm going to do it for Windows. You can get it for Mac, but the reason I recommended Windows in the email is because with Mac you can actually, or with the Windows, you can play your game on the fly with using the MetaLink app. I don't have it on this computer because I had it on another one, but the IT person just didn't get me the right permissions or something, so I have to just record this right now here. I did help Joey set it up, however, yesterday, so I'm going to be trying to put in clips of that as we go forward. So you're going to want to download Windows, and you should be greeted with like a package installer. And once you're done downloading all like a bunch of that stuff or whatever, the Unity app, you're going to be brought to the Unity Hub, where you're going to be given a screen kind of like this. However, you're going to be seeing something different. You're going to see something that says, instead of plus new project, you should be seeing something like install editor or install version, something like that. So I recommend it's just which there's either the 2022 version or a 6000 version. Whichever the one that says long time support or LTS, I think it might be this one for you guys. You should download that if possible. So let's create a new project. And first first off, we do have to create we have to use a template or a render, I think, pipeline. That's what these are. So we're going to be rendering, there are different options like 2D pipeline, 3D pipeline, high definition 3D. I don't really know what that means, but whatever. There's a bunch of these ones. Some of these are tutorials. Some of them are like samples for different tools. However, since we're going to go completely base, we're just going to do the universal 3D pipeline. And Unity version control, this is basically like your GitHub, but it's all packaged within Unity, so you don't have to actually, it's a lot more user friendly. So if you click user version control, you can actually just push and pull updates directly from the Unity Hub app, so you don't have to go anywhere else. So I'm going to name this, what about Perseus VR demo. And then these are other projects that I made just to like mess around in, or other stuff, whatever. Okay, so now we wait. Alright, so I should tell you about other stuff that we have to download. Coming back, and then the next thing that we do have to download, because we are priming this for VR development, is the Unity Asset Store all-in-one software development kit. There used to be just like a bunch of like smaller versions of these. So like one of them was like for interactions, like interacting with different objects. Another one was for like getting the headset all configured. This is basically just an SDK that combines all of it into one thing that's really easy to use. So definitely add to your assets. You're going to have to log in with your email and whatnot. It should pop up with something that says open in Unity after this is all purchased and stuff. So open in Unity, and once this gets finished, we will be able to download it onto our Unity as well. Is there anything else in the meanwhile? Also, I mean, you guys take this chance to go ahead and check out some 360 stock videos. So I took these, I think this one, and I think something else. I did this one with Joey, I believe. But I think I did this one and some other one. If you don't want to pay for them, just right click it, open video, new tab, and then just save the video as. It'll give you a really crappy version of the video, but it's better than paying, for now at least. Yeah. I'll walk you guys through some other tools that we have in the project assets folder. For audio, these are basic. This is just like a Dream sample audio. It's from the Dream, the Minecraft guy. Because I mean, whatever. Let's see. Blender. This is a sphere. So normally, if you have a 360 photo, you can plaster that onto a sphere normally in Unity. However, because we're going to be doing a video, videos aren't rendered quite the same onto like objects within Unity, so we have to create a Blender object, an object in Blender. That's something that we don't have to get in right now, but this is just a sphere that we're just going to plaster the video to run inside of. Let's see. Scripts. These are some important scripts that we're going to use. The important ones that I think that we're actually going to use just today is the scene loader script. This is, we can get into that as we go further. Sprites and then videos. These are just some videos that we're going to probably use. Let's look through my TikTok while we're waiting.
Yeah, OBS is good. I've used it like for a long. Every time I need to record a video, just use this. It's like, it's goated. What were you using before?
Nothing. I mean, camera app. I mean, if anything, because I never needed to record anything, you know.
Not even for class.
Well,
What did you do for ethics?
I just did camera. Like, I went to the camera app on Windows and then just turned it on and just opened the whatever camera, just talking.
Damn. That's crazy. I guess.
Unity. Unity is a game engine where you can develop video games. You can develop like 2D games, 3D games, VR games, all sorts of crazy stuff in between. Unreal Engine is the same thing as Unity, except Unreal is made by Epic Games and goes way in depth, like big games, AAA games like Call of Duty, Fortnite. What else? Is there any other cool games that are made on Unreal? Loki, like everything, I'd say. Like GTA, I know is on Unreal. So Unreal is way more in depth than Unity. So Unity is a good starting point just to get a feel of what's going on. So I'm going to come back to. Oh shit! I don't want that. What are these? I'm just gonna check. I've never tried any of these. Okay, 2x3. This is the one that I like to use because this screen that says game. This is what your camera will be seeing in game. This is like this is like our little game development, like whatever portal. You can move around in it like freely as like a dev, I guess. Like if you're using like whatever, Flight Axe or whatever. Sample scene. This is your hierarchy. Hierarchy is everything that is inside of a level. This can be players, scripts, like blocks, buildings, anything that's like physical is going to be on this level. Project, this is going to be everything that you can access in like the project. So I'd like to think of this as like, I mean, it's just like everything else that's not specific to a hierarchy. Inspector, if you click on something specific in the hierarchy, like I have this main camera, it'll tell me all different aspects of it. This is like these are going to be important. The important settings that we're going to talk about in this and main camera specifically, is like the tag. Main camera, certain things have different tags. That's okay. I don't know, get that. Transformation, basically this is about XYZ for rotation, position, and scale. I can either move it around, I can twist it around. As you guys can see here, it is responsive in real time to when I'm moving stuff around. And then scale basically just makes it bigger. And you're seeing these things on the side. This is like a thing that you can use to like move around. This little sidebar, the little hand you can use to move around. This like whatever omnidirectional arrow you can use to move the actual object around in X, Y, and Z dimensions. And the rotate tool, you can move it around. This is basically for that rotation statistic or whatever parameter, blah, blah, blah. And the last one is the scale tool you can use to alter the scale of this camera. What is it?
Okay, I think you can see everything. Yep. Alright. Interaction SDK OpenR. Okay, so these are essentially what this is basically saying. The answer is yes. You don't care about that. But yeah, the answer is yes for that. The XR Interaction SDK is good. This is a neat little guide for how to use the different aspects of it. Personally, I probably should know most of them, but I just kind of experimented with them to figure them out. Oh wait, let me just... Okay. Oh my god. It does this too. You don't need to have C# experience. I think Alina was asking me about that, but I've literally just ChatGPT'd everything, so it's not that deep. I mean, most of the time it doesn't work on the first try. You gotta ChatGPT it a couple of times. Damn, if I knew we were gonna do this, I would have just IG reeled a bit more. What if the clouds were cut out and the food pickup and display could be incorporated? The problem, we didn't even get any restaurants. I was just too booked with that shit. Oh my god. Getting IG reel withdrawals. Okay, nice. What happened? Nice. So now we are going to go to File and then Build Profiles. This is going to describe the platform that we are going to be building to. Since if we were going to build this for like a PC game, we would keep it on like Windows or like tvOS. I guess you can create something for tvOS or PS5 or like a phone or something. But since the MetaQuest is an Android device, we're going to be building it for Android. So we're going to switch platform. I think you will have to install it. I'll clip in the part from Joey's where he had to install his.
So now that we're all here, we can go to Actually, let's first go to File, Build Profiles. This is going to be how you export your final project to a MetaQuest headset to where it'll run locally on that headset. So you go to File, Build Profiles. Currently we're on Windows. However, we're not building for MetaQuest, although you think that you are. We're actually building for an Android machine because the MetaQuest runs Android, so we do need it on Android. I don't know. I've never tried. I think I've tried this, but it just wouldn't work for some reason, so I've just never tried again. Probably something I need to learn later, but whatever. Android, we're going to install the module. This might take a while. Okay, so I guess we have to Android install OpenJDK and stuff. We had to use JDK for like computer science or something, right? Did we? I remember talking about
it. It's a Java development kit. So most likely
JDK 11 I remember for some class.
Most likely we've had to install it at some point. I couldn't tell you like when, but
it's lost in the program files 86.
Exactly. You might have had to install it directly onto your terminal, like for like 1301, 1302, like the Odin.
For Emacs?
Yeah, probably that's what it'd be for.
I remember I never used VS Code in my 1302. I literally just memorized all the Emacs, like whatever button matching, button combos to like go move all the way around.
I used everything Emacs. I never did that. I mean, I probably should have done that.
Probably should have.
But no, I didn't. I did everything in Emacs.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to. Mouse. Yeah, like you're supposed to. But
I was there. I was always afraid, like, because they're always like, oh, if you make your code in VS Code, like, we don't want you to because if you port it over to Emacs and it doesn't work, like, it's your fault. So I was always worried, like, oh, I'm gonna make something and then I'm gonna like, be behind. I'm gonna try to turn it in like last day and I'm gonna test it on Emacs and it's not gonna work and then I'll have to restart. I'm like, no. I was like, I'll just do everything on Emacs.
Yeah, I remember my first project on Emacs. I basically went in, I did it in like, I did it in Replit because it's like all in the cloud and stuff. And I got it completely good there. I pulled it, I copy pasted it onto Emacs, and then I had so many errors because it was all like that. Do you remember that like formatting thing, plugin or whatever? That like docu points it wasn't formatted correctly.
Oh yeah. Like the Cotterell like 1302 formatting guideline thing that you like run it and then it would scan your file and like give you all those errors.
Oh my god, that was horrible. Because I literally sat there for like a full day actually on top of that.
The craziest tip ever. You know the shift space tab thing?
What's that?
So my friend showed me this in data structures. I never used it in 1302. I was like, this would have saved me hours.
What is it?
It's like this hotkey where you go to the bottom of your file and you click like shift space, I think, and you hold it down and click the up arrow and scan your whole file and then click tab and it'll automatically indent everything perfectly for you.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
That
that
saves
literally
so
could
much
have saved me
time.
hours. I never knew about it. He just did it one day. I'm like, what did you just do? He's like, oh yeah, you just scan all your file and you just click tab and it indents everything for you.
That's crazy.
And it does it like exactly how Cotterell wants it.
That's what he should have taught us. He didn't even give us like an Did he give us an Emacs guide?
Yeah, we definitely have an Emacs
probably.
guide. We 100% had an Emacs guide.
Because every single hotkey that I memorized, it was like something that he did in class, and I basically just like I literally went up to him, asked our class, like, how did you do X, Y, Z, and he just like gave me what he like a little comp button. Bro, that would have been so much useful, so useful.
No, it's crazy. It's actually crazy.
But now they're doing it in Python 13.01, 13.02.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I doubt it.
I heard that from someone that they were changing it to 13 or to Python.
I don't think so because maybe, but I've heard they're adding other Python courses.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if 13.01, 13.02 is going to be changed, but like I know for CogSci, they're adding a 13.01 equivalent that's Python, but it's not 13.01. It's like something else. Because like for CogSci, you have to take 13.01. But they're like, if you can take this class instead, if you want to.
Okay. I wonder what they're teaching in that VR class that they have.
They're teaching Unity.
They are actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look, so it's like you guys get that VR class right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I spoke with that professor before. He's in the engineering building.
It's like
I've heard it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's like a ton of work. Like a lot of like projects that like, and then like obviously you don't have any knowledge of Unity. I mean, maybe you do, but
Do y'all learn? I talked to I think Greta about this. I don't know. Do y'all learn C# in like
No.
CS courses?
we learned C and C++.
This is C#, I believe. I
Yeah,
don't know
C#
what the
is
difference
Microsoft's thing. Like Microsoft made C#, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think C# is the same as C at all. I think it just happens to be called the same thing,
Okay.
as far as I know. But I could be wrong.
What happened?
I've never used it. It should be installed.
So it is installed.
Yeah, try it again. Maybe like exit out and re-go in.
File, build profiles,
Bro, what?
install Unity.
Did you add it to the path?
How do I do that? Dude, I'm like a professional vibe coder. I don't know anything.
Oh my god. It says it's installed. Maybe just restart it and turn it back on. I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Alright, let me try this.
Yeah, restart Unity.
Yeah, so despite being a computer science, or not even, I'm MIS, I don't even do this shit, bro. It's like I know the concepts, I don't know what anything goes on, like actually. What am I doing? Let me just exit out of Unity. Maybe I'll just restart the whole thing, see what happens. Okay, I have Unity projects. I don't want to create a new project. We can go back to here. And I hope school's going well for everyone. I mean, I'm going to be crippled, I think, for the next month. The rest of August, probably, because of my surgery. Oh my god. I'm going to be wearing the It Takes Balls hat. So it looks like I got a vasectomy. I'm only wearing it to the surgery room and I'll take like a funny picture. So I think that'll be really funny. Oh, on the back of it, it's like a donate sperm thing. They're giving them out at the career fair. I thought it would be funny. What if I just wear it? I've never been a hat person before. Whatever. Okay, yeah, C#, that's what it is. There was also a file called project assets that we're going to be using to give you an overview of some of the different things that are needed in order to make like a consistent project. It's like some scripts that I've used, a Blender script for 360 or Blender object and whatever. I think it's FBX file for plastering a video onto a sphere, so it's like you're in whatever a 360 video. More scripts. These are other stuff. Let's see. I basically vibe coded all of this. So yeah, I don't actually really know what's going on. Sprites. These are for like press, pause, play. Because the project that I did was a walk through the forest. I mean, it was like a guided walk through the forest. And videos. This is a tutorial because my project was like teaching old people how to use VR tech. So this was like, I can just show it to y'all. Using the all-in-one SDK and the hand interaction tool that came with it to learn how to click buttons on the screen, kind of like what you see on this video. And I guess what you guys will be seeing very soon once we get this all compiled, whatever, working. I don't know. I don't think this usually takes this long, but whatever.
Oh, okay, nice. Here we are. Okay. I'm going to use, this is like the standard view that everybody normally uses. I personally don't really like it. I like this 2x3 one, so this is the one I'm going to be using. But, or actually, yeah, this is the one I'll be using. So this is like the game, actual game world. You can right click to move around. Actually, let me make sure that build profiles are all good. Okay, so now we have Android. It's finally working. Nice.
No. Huh. I guess it worked. Alright. Okay. XR plugin management. And this would be, so they're given 3 different tiles. This is like the web settings, this is for Android, and this is for Windows, Mac, Linux. You will not see this if you didn't change your build profile to Android, which is, we did that because the MetaQuest is an Android device. So we are going to be clicking on Open XR. Oculus is a deprecated version that was made for just the Oculus device before it was bought by Meta. OpenXR is for like Meta, HTC Vive, Chronos, and a bunch of other different platforms. And we're doing it on Android because we're building for Android again. I didn't know this part took forever. Do we have time for IG Reels? Do we have time for IG Reels? Bruh, are you serious? Sure. Enable Meta XR feature set. And that gives us all these errors that I'm just gonna cross the fingers and hope that it works. It seems to work, so. List the input system, we don't need that. Switch control settings, we're not going to need that anyway. Not package manager. Maybe my assets, window my assets, and then we installed the memory, Meta XR All SDK. That's how we got this. This. Oh my god. It does this all the time, it's so annoying. It's like, why don't you just compile when I'm running the thing? Can I just plus? Oh no. Webcam display capture. What if I just do just the webcam? Oh, nice. So I can switch between this and that. There we go. So, what do? We created, so we have done the build profile settings where we switch to Android. We go into player settings, and now we installed the XR plugin management. With that, we installed OpenXR, and we got the Meta XR feature group. I like to do it also just on the whatever the normal device one as well. What does this mean? Product has some whatever. Oh man. We're gonna do this in like 2 seconds, and then we're gonna do that. I don't know if we're gonna do that, but we can just fix that. Whatever. So OpenXR, we do need to, for both the desktop version and the Android version, and probably the web. Okay, not the web. We do need to add some interaction profiles. These are how we put in inputs into the game. So this can either be like, there's a version where you can use just your hands as skeletons, and that's what that Open VR XR skeleton thing was. That's why we hit OK for that. Or like the actual physical controllers. So with that, I just like to click everything that sounds relevant. So Microsoft hand interaction. I don't know what that is. 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 Hand interaction. That one, and that one. That looks about right. Alright, and then single pass instance. This is kind of just how each, whatever, we don't need to talk about that. Let's see. Hand interaction poses, we do need that because that was an error. Then we're going to try to do the same thing over here. So eye gaze, hand interaction, and the 2 meta quests. Okay, now project validation, we are all good. Except for, okay, we've done both of these. I think we've done at least the top one. OpenXR plugin, at least the Oculus Touch interaction profile should be, we did do the Oculus Touch interaction profile. Oculus Touch, wait. Man, whatever. I don't care. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But whatever. And if we wanted to export it, we would do we'd have to go to player settings. We'd have to click player, and if your thing is really, really big, something that I had to do for the PMRC thing because our videos were really, really big, was doing something called an OBB file or a .obb file, wherever that is. Oh, it's not here, it's in the Androids tab. You can do a .obb file, which is not relevant right now for you guys. I don't think it'll be, but being published. This is basically an extra file. I had to edit the Gradle and all this other crap, but you don't have to do that. Where? Basically, you can ChatGPT it. There's a way to make it so that if your file is too big, it'll split it up into 2 or more OBB files, as opposed to just an APK standalone file. Whatever. Okay. I'm trying to cover everything because I don't know what the project that I'm going to be picking out in like a month is going to be. Is it going to be? So I'm trying to get as much information into here that you guys can reasonably digest. I don't know how well that was going to work out, but whatever. Using this, we can go to build Meta XR tools and then building blocks. This is everything that's given with Unity. Or is this working? Yeah, okay. Is given with Meta XR for the purposes of developing in Unity. So we can go to building blocks, all building blocks. You can go through in the different themes, but I like to just have this one. First thing that we have to do, however, is delete the main camera. The main camera, how this works is that this is a monoscopic camera, which means that it comes out of one camera lens because your screen is only one camera lens. Whereas we need a headset which is stereoscopic, so that's how. And then there's a bunch of math equations with how the different distance between your eyes and a bunch of other crap. This thing takes complete control over that. If we can get this block into the scene. Oh my god. So you have to delete the main camera and then have this camera rig. One thing important to do within this camera rig is to, have the target device set as such, but going to tracking space. This is how it technically tracks each eye. Left anchor is also tagged as main camera, so we want to keep it as untagged, with the center eye anchor as being the main tagged one and right anchor being untagged. So that's good there. That being said, let's see. If we had, I think I'll pop up a video of Joey looking around in this. What timestamp are we at?
Presented with a little bar on the bottom that has the time, a little Wi-Fi signal, battery life, and a little bell. When you have your Meta Link cable, you're going to want to put it into the headset on the MetaQuest 2 that you will likely have been given. It'll be on the, I think on the side, the right of the headset, or I think it might be under here. But you're just going to want to put
it's on the left side of the headset.
Oh, is it? Okay. But okay, fine. You're going to want to connect a USB 3.1 cable from your computer to your Windows machine or whatever into the headset. Once you click it, it'll make a little sound and you'll say USB detected. Once you hit, then you're going to want to hit your the little circle button on your right controller. It'll pop up like a little menu, and there will be a bell in the bottom left. The bell is gonna you're gonna click that bell. That's notifications, and it'll say USB detected, and you're gonna want to click on that like USB detected notification. Doing that will turn on the USB detection, and you should be in MetaQuest Link. Guarantee or on the condition that you hit, or when you hit on the condition that you hit devices, it'll say other stuff differently. Basically, I believe you just have to connect it with the link cable. It's just any USB 3.1, and you'll be set. You'll be getting like a gray space-ish. Yeah, it'll be like kind of gray and like it'll look like Tron. And if that you're there, that means your Meta Link will be enabled. Also, you can watch other YouTube tutorials on it. I'm really lazy. Okay, yeah. So you should get to this screen, but yours won't say MetaQuest Pro. It'll say MetaQuest 2. Actually, I can just show how it would look. So yeah, this is connection method. You can at this point you would connect your cable from the PC into your headset, hit link, and then you'll basically be greeted with this scene. It has to be a USB 3.1. That's like whatever, check cable connection. It's already good, so setup is complete. Now you're done with MetaLink. All right. That was all the hard stuff. I mean, it's pretty. It gets a bit easier, I'd say, from here. All right. How does Unity work? What is Unity?
It's been going on for like an hour now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 58 minutes.
Shit. So I hit run on here, and now that I press on the MetaLink app, wherever that went, I went to settings, and then I clicked general, and I clicked unknown sources. Now I can actually run it and see it in real time. So that's what I'm seeing that you guys are seeing. This
that's
is
actually crazy.
Yeah. So this is me, like the camera, the main camera rig, and you're seeing me look all around. That's what I'm actually seeing in game.
Do you want me to put the headset on so that you can mess with the computer?
I can't. This needs to be. No.
Okay.
It can't run the game and then also let me build on it at the same time.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That would be so much helpfuler if it did.
There we go. Camera rig. I like to delete these two as well. I don't know what they do. They haven't harmed me anyway, so. Now what we're going to do is create the circle upon which we can plaster our 360 videos. So we're going to go into our project assets folder, and within there we're going to go to Blender and grab our sphere file, or object something. I don't know what that is, but what? Oh, let's just drag it. There we go. And set it to be in position 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm zooming in with my mouse, and then my camera rig is also at 0, 0. So I also like to scale this up. So scale this so it is a bit bigger, 10, 10, 10. And on this sphere, we do have to make a material. So how it works is we have to create, this is our video, and this is our sphere. In order to smash this video onto the sphere, it has to go onto a material first. Then this material can go onto a sphere, it can go onto a triangle or a cube or anything else. So we have to create the material upon which the sphere will be put on. How we create that is, where are we? Create a folder. I just like to create it to keep it all organized. Create folder. Mats stands for materials. Within mats, create a material. QRST. Am I tweaking? Material. Oh. VidMat, standing for video material. And this is going to be an unlit material, an unlit texture material. So we are going to put this material on top of this sphere. So now the sphere has that material on top of it. Now on top of that material, we're going to put the video. So add component, video player. We're going to come back to our main assets folder. We're going to find vids, or project assets folder, then videos. Click back on our sphere within the hierarchy of everything that's in the scene, and throw down this video that we've just downloaded. So let's play it. I think it'd be better if I changed it to the 2:3 so I could like move around the camera as well. Actually, let me change it to this. Sample screen, building camera rig, and now I'm going to. This is the move button. This is the rotate, and this is the scale. The scale makes it go bigger. Rotate lets me literally just rotate it. So this is what you would be seeing if you were in the headset. And I'll throw up a video of Joey messing around in it. 37. Alright, so with that being said, now we're going to try to make another scene and create a button that if we click can change us in between the scenes. So we're going to go to scene, change our scene name. Scenes are like levels in the game, I guess, in Unity, and they're separated as such. So we're going to rename this one to scene 1, standing in for level 1 technically. And within this scene, we can create, for now, I'm going to toggle off the sphere so we can actually see what's going on. And we're going to create a canvas, and we're going to try to create a button that can take us to the next scene. So we're going to right click in the hierarchy, hit UI, and then canvas. Upon this canvas, we want to change it from screen space overlay. This would be like a HUD, like a screen where you have like your health bar and your ammo and like important information like that. We want this to be rendered into like real life, like an actual like a sign in like Animal Crossing. Real life I say, but like a sign in Animal Crossing, for example. So we're going to change it to world space, and I don't know what that does. I don't know if I've ever used that. Like whatever the set layer 3. I think that's good. Upon this canvas, we are going to click a button. We're going to do legacy because that way it'll be consistent for everyone no matter when you're seeing this. Legacy and a button. I'm still recording, right? Okay, nice. So let's look at this. Where are we? 0, 0. Let's move this away so we can like kind of see it on our camera. Button, legacy. Okay, it does like usually end up going like random places, so we do want to scale it down as well. There we go. Now we have a button. Nice. Right now this button is only able to be used to be clicked on other things. It's like my leg is hurting. Oh. Alright, we're all good. Right now, so I have my button, and now I can add interaction to this by going to, I right click button, I hit interaction SDK and adding ray interaction to canvas. With that being said, no input devices. Oh, we have to add our interactions rig. to this. So we're going to go back to Meta XR Tools, Building Blocks, all building blocks, and then we're going to try to hit Interactions Rig. This basically enables all interactions to be possible, so like button clicking as well as ray interactions, which is going to be your two hands, like clicking it like this, like pinching, I think is the word Joey used. And it will include, I think it was ray interaction. I don't know, I can't see right now. Whatever, but now we have button, right click, interaction SDK, add ray interaction to canvas, and it will create a system to facilitate that. And then so now once this is in, I think this button should be working. We can't click it without the whatever the headset turning on anything, but we have the meta link. But if you were doing this on Mac or like without a headset, then you'd probably be at the same spot because now the button works. So what we're going to do now is change it to Scene 2. Rename Scene. And within Scene 2, it's going to be an exact copy of Scene 1, but we can just change out the picture or the video that's being played. So instead of the ocean picture, let's take this stock photo picture. I think this one is loaded sideways, so that does kind of suck, but whatever. Yeah, it is focused sideways, but can I change it around? Let me see. Whatever. I need to edit this as well. It's going to take forever. Okay, so now what we need to do is go to Project Assets, add in this. We have scripts, so now we want to add in a scene loader script. So with that being said, we're going to add it on top of the button, which is in Canvas, Button Legacy. So on top of here, we're going to add a script. Where is this? Or actually no, we need to make a empty game object because this has to be referenced by different variables in the scene. It's like really weird like that. Scene loader object. So then this object, then we're going to add scene loader on top of this. And within this, you can add as many. This is basically like a C# script, and I can just show you guys in VS Code. It shouldn't be too bad. It literally, like I ChatGPT'd this in like 20 minutes. It wasn't super duper hard. But yeah, it just basically changes its mono behavior, which means it does one thing and one thing only. Oh my god, what does that mean? Okay, I don't know. And serializable, and so this is an important bit. So serializable means that you can change it from the outside, i.e. it doesn't have to be hard coded into the system. So like you wouldn't hard code scene 1 that this is like this scene loader is only for scene 1, right? So with that being said, we're going to add in scenes. You can add in as many scenes as you want, but because we only have 2 scenes, we're in scene 2, so I'm going to make it go to scene 1. We're going to copy paste the same thing, take it back to scene 1, then we can change this one to scene 2. And then, oh wait, and then we can do the sphere later. On the canvas, we can come back here, check out the button legacy, and add an on-click. This is how you add interactions within the buttons and things in the world. You can do this with buttons, toggles. You can probably do it with other stuff. I just haven't gotten that far into it. On-click. There's 2 different versions. So there's editor, which means you can run it from here. I haven't been able to use it because this is all VR applications, so we'd have to put on the headset, and then we'd only be able to click. But it's like, why wait until then? So just running it and compiling it only when I want to run it, right? So within there, you can have an object that you want to set to do something with. So if I click scene loader object, because this object has both a transform, you can move this around different places, as well as change different tags because it's an empty game object technically. it's going to have things for these two versions, so like as an empty game object as well as positions, as well as the serializable stuff that we just did within the script. So let's go back to button, no function. There's the game object version, which is just everything can be done with any of these. Transform, which is like we can move this around and stuff, and scene loader. This is what we do need. So load scene by index. This is kind of like JavaScript, where it starts at 0 and then goes up, as opposed to, I think Python starts at 1 and goes up. I don't really know. There are a lot of people that aren't doing computer science that are also watching this, so I'm trying to be cognizant of them as well with how technical I'm going to get. So we're going to re-enable our sphere, so like that way if we didn't have it enabled and we wanted to run it, nothing would end up happening because the sphere and the video on top of it were just thrown away, basically, or turned off for the time being. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy. We can take a look around, but yeah. Oh, whatever. You do have to exit play mode to save scenes, so that's pretty annoying, but that's whatever. Okay, turning the scene back on. We're gonna go to scene 2. I believe the button interaction is not set on here. It is not. So we're gonna create on these. You can also change how the button looks. So like some of them you can swap sprites. So like that's what I've done for, like if you want to have like play, pause, or like other buttons that you wanted to change it to, you can do that as well, instead of it having just saying button. You can get as deep as you want with this, and Unreal is even crazier. So all good things to look forward to. So on click, we're going to click play. We want it to be only running at runtime, and we want it to go back to the scene loader object. And this scene loader object, scene 1, is what we've selected as our 0 technically. Just saved it real quick. No function, and then scene loader, or we want to be scene loader. I'm going to load scene by index. And we're keeping this at 0 because on here our scene 0 is technically scene 1. We've inputted in as scene 1. And in scene 1, our scene loader, we've inputted our scene 0 as scene 2, if that makes sense. We could also just change it to be scene 1 and then scene 2 like normal. This is in reference to scene 1. We can go to scene 2 and then have the same thing. I'll do that just to be easier. We could change our second scene to scene 2. And then we'd have to change our button to call scene 1 or scene 0 again. Wait, this is scene 2. We're gonna have to call scene 1 or scene 0. Where's it? Oh, scene 0, and then this one will go to scene 1. Because in scene loader object it starts at 0 and then 1. Okay, now this should hypothetically work if we were able to click it and stuff, but I don't have access to that, so I'll swap out a clip of other people using it, I guess. Ooh, clicky. Yeah, there's no controller, so that sucks. Yeah, nice. Congrats. You have it all booted up, so you can try to check out the VR certifications now. I think those should be fine for you guys to check out. Yeah. Now I have to go and edit all this down. Let's see. Yeah. That's it. I mean, yeah, I think that's it for me. Alright, see you guys.